Hola! Hello everyone and welcome and another of our video lectures. Hoy vamos a explicar el verbo gustar. Today we're going to explain the verbo gustar. Ya han aprendido los verbos de ar. Muy fácil, ¿verdad? Y el verbo gustar no es muy difícil. Lo prometo. So, and the verbo gustar is not very difficult. So you already learned the AR verbs, but the verbo gustar is a little bit different, okay? So the verbo gustar is a little bit different from the AR verbs. You've learned, for instance, with the AR verbs, like hablar, we have the root, you drop AR, that's equal to the to, and then you add the finals that belong to all the subject, right? So you will do yo hablo, tú hablas, él, ella, usted habla, nosotros hablamos, ustedes, ellos hablan, right? So there's a different final for each of the pronouns, and besides usted and ustedes, we really do not need to use the pronouns. With the verbo gustar, it's a little bit different. First of all, with the verbo gustar, we will indicate our likes and dislikes, but instead of the pronoun, the direct pronoun subjects, we will use the indirect one, which are, me, te, le, nos, les. So if you look from the chart that we have right here, you can directly relate them to the pronoun subject that they're actually replacing and representing. Now remember, it's very important that you use these pronouns every single time we gustar. And remember, if you're indicating a dislike, the pronoun will always go directly in front of the gustar, and the no must go in front of the pronoun. So remember, with gustar, we indicate likes and dislikes. And in order to conjugate the verbo gustar, we do not conjugate all of the different forms. We only use two forms. We will use gusta y gustan. So I hope you realize from the finals what kind of forms are they. So I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to think about it. So we have gusta and then we have gustan. So we're using the two finals, a and an. If you said that we're using the third form, singular and plural, you guys had that right. Yes, because how does a verbo gustar work? It works based on your likes and dislikes, and if you're indicating your like of one item, something that's singular, you're going to use gustar, gusta, regardless of who's talking, whether it's one person or multiple people, and gustan if you're indicating your likes or dislikes of more than one thing. And we will look into some examples here. So let's go ahead. So here we have ejemplo de verbo gustar. Y aquí hay muchos ejemplos para ustedes, para que aprendan esto verbo que es un poco particular. So this one here is a particular verb. So please, let's pay attention. So here I gave the same examples, one indicating likes and one indicating dislikes. So for instance, let's go here. Me gusta el golf. I like golf. The negative. No me gusta el golf. I do not like golf. So I'm talking about golf. Golf is one thing, hence the reason I use gusta. ¿Te gusta el helado? You like ice cream. No te gusta el helado. You don't like ice cream. So again, we use gusta because you're indicating one dislike or one like that's only the ice cream, so it's singular. Le gustan los deportes. So we already know le, it's linked to el, ella, usted, so it means three different things. So he or she likes sports, or you formal like sports. So why are we using gustan if it's only one person talking or we're talking about? It's because sports is plural. The negative will be no le gustan los deportes. He or she do not like sports, or you formal do not like sports. As in, so again, sports is because it's plural, not because who we're talking about is more than one. Nos gusta el arroz. We like rice. So again, notice this nos, as in we. So we indicates more than one person, right? But we are using the verbo gustar in the singular because we're indicating the like of rice, and rice is singular. In the negative, no nos gusta el arroz. We do not like rice. So notice the no goes directly in front of the pronoun, and the pronoun goes directly in front of the verbo gustar. So we will never not mention the pronoun. And the last example, les gusta el museo. They like the museum. You all like the museum. Again, when we talk about les, we're indicating ustedes and ellos, more than one person. But again, we're using the verbo gustar in the singular, in the gusta form, because we're just talking about one museum. And the negative will be no les gusta el museo. They do not like the museum, or you all do not like the museum. Let's keep on going with some examples to understand this better. And we actually got familiar with the verbo gustar last week in the tutorial of the verbos de ar. So if you want to go back and just review that video lecture and the notes, that will be a great review. So again, I like and I do not like. So what do we use the verbo gustar for? To talk about what we like or what we don't like. Now remember, we can also use the verbo gustar either with nouns or with actions, as in with verbs. And whenever we use the verbo gustar indicating actions that we like to do or we don't like to do, regardless of how many actions we're actually sharing, the verbo gustar will always be used in the singular. You will always use gusta. Let's look at some of these examples that I added for you. Me gusta cantar. I like to sing. Me gusta estudiar y leer. I like to study and read. So look at these two examples. One has one action, and I use gusta. The next one has two action, to study and read, and I'm still using gusta because I'm indicating simple actions. No te gusta comer los tacos? Now you could say, but hold on, tacos is plural. Why are you using gusta? Because I am disliking the fact of eating tacos. You don't like to eat tacos. Nos gusta bailar y cantar. We like to sing and dance. Here we have some more example with the verbo gustar. So remember, we can use gustar with objects or with actions. The two different endings that we will always use with gustar will be either a or an. And if you reflect on what we learned about the adverbs, this is the singular third form and the plural third form. Here we have some examples. I will just read the examples in Spanish so you can hear the pronunciation. We have, me gusta la música clásica. A mí me gustan las artes. No me gusta viajar en autobús. ¿Te gusta la geografía? Nos gusta dibujar. No le gusta trabajar. Me gustan las clases de español y biología. A mí no me gusta el programa. ¿Me gusta cantar y bailar? Sí, me gusta. ¿Y a ti? ¿Te gusta el inglés? Nos gustan las clases de español y inglés. ¿Les gusta el arte? Here, just a quick review. Unos ejemplos especiales. It's just like really added in detail. So if you want to try by yourself. So again, oops, lo siento. So these are the pronouns. Me, te, le, nos, les. And I just put this chart for a quick review. So again, for normal adverbs, we will use yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, nosotras, ellos, ellas, ustedes. But for the verbo gustar, we will not use these. We will use these instead. We will use me, te, le, nos, les. No option of not using these. These must always be used. So let's go ahead with this one here. So we have los estudiantes, as in this les is representing los estudiantes, les estudiar. So we want to say that they like to study. So we will say gusta. Why? It's a bunch of groups, the students, but what they like to do is one action. Les gusta estudiar. Then, tú no limpiar y lavar los platos. So here we're going to say, no te gusta limpiar y lavar los platos. Now, why is it that we have two different things, but we're using the verbo gustar with only gusta? Because we have two separate actions, but they're still just actions. Then, mis amigos y yo, it will be nos, and we have deportes. So we want to say that my friends and I, we like sports. We will use gustan because, not because it's my friends and I, we're more than one person, but because what we're indicating our likes is about sports in the plural. Hence the reason we have to use gustar. And at the end, you can go ahead and try to complete the second part here with gustar and try to write on a piece of paper the missing verbs from 2 to 5. Here, of course, on your left, you have the answer key. You can just cover it or not look at it, get a piece of paper and try to write it down. So, of course, here, the first one, you want to ask, do you like the classes? The second one, you don't like coffee. Number 4, you want to ask, I don't like coffee. And number 5 will be, I don't like the classes. So first one will be, ¿te gustan las clases? Second one will be, ¿no te gusta el café? Number 4 will be, no me gusta el café. And number 5 will be, no me gustan las clases. I hope you enjoyed this video lectures about the verbo gustar. You have some additional notes on your Canvas. And there is also a tutorial in your portales that will be very helpful. And until next time, adiós a todos. Chao.